How's it going, everyone? It is time for Darren's 5-minute bit of wisdom, New Year's Eve edition. Today I want to talk about how you can get the things that you really want in life, since it is going to be our time that we all do resolutions. How do you make them stick? If you like this content, go to YouTube, search out Darren Keim, like, subscribe, and share. So how do you get what you really want? I think it's a great question. This is something that I'm working through right now. I think that everybody is to some degree. There are, you do see those very driven people who they seem to just always pursue something and they are successful at it. Elon Musk, I would say, would be one of those people. On a lesser level, but somebody that I very much respect, would be my brother. My brother is the superintendent of the high school in his area, and he just seems to have a knack for, like, if he's passionate about something, if he's hungry for it, he puts his mind to it and he accomplishes it. I've done that in a few areas of my life, but I think that as I've gotten older, I'm 42 right now, and it's really easy to get into a rut. It's really easy to get into this is every day, it just blurs with the next, and it doesn't seem like anything that you do really makes a difference. But then you find out, you look back 5 years later, and you've been doing basically the same thing every day for the last 5 years. So it can be really difficult to break yourself out of a rut. How do you break out of a rut and get into the things that you really want to do? I think it's important one of the first things that we need to do is to understand that our body it likes being comfortable. It likes having a routine, and it likes sticking with it. It doesn't like having to switch it up or to change something. So when you step into a new habit, when you step into a new resolution, the first, 3, 4, 5, maybe days, maybe a week, your body's like, this isn't so bad. You're riding off of the momentum that the inspiration in your brain is giving your body. But at some point, then your body starts to say, hey, so are you serious? We're actually going to do this like every day? And your body starts to get used to, or starts to maybe protest a little bit. We come up with very clever reasons for why we shouldn't do something. And then we end up listening to those very clever reasons that seem to make sense to us. I'll just skip this day just this time. And we use that as a reason that turns back into, let's go back to comfort zone. And before you know it, a couple weeks later, whatever your resolution was, it's done. So this is what I think is going to be the most important thing. And this is from what I've read. These are things that are true. And I'm actually displaying it by doing even these vlogs. So here's my tips that I would say, and this is what I'm going to try to follow. So write down what you want. Write it down and actually put it on a calendar. And put a little check mark next to it to say, did I fulfill this, or did I abstain from this for the full, today? You're just going today. And number 2, engage in it for 5 minutes. It's something that I've found already. It works. Engage in your task for 5 minutes. Even if you don't want to go any further than that, you're giving it 5 minutes. And if you're doing that every day, that adds up a lot. Number 3, understand that you need to remind your body. We've got a higher function up here. We've got the prefrontal cortex, which does executive functioning. It tells your body what you really want, and it overrides these physical impulses. That's how we developed it over time as the highest being on the food chain. In reality, I think one of the big reasons why we are is because of our prefrontal cortex. We are capable of overriding our animal impulses and saying, no, we're going to do something different. We're going to do something bigger. We're going to do something better. We're going to look into the future, and I'm going to show, and I'm going to stake a claim saying that I know that this future version that I'm not yet, but I will be, is going to be better than the one that I'm at right now. And the journey there and then the arrival there, I'm going to be happier with every step because I'm being true to myself and what I really want. So we have to remind ourselves when we are facing that moment that our body is trying to say, shut it down just for today. You don't have to do it today. Pick it up tomorrow. Remind yourself every day, what do you really want? Ask yourself what you really want. And if when you do or don't do the thing that you are trying to do or not do, so basically when you don't fulfill your goal for that day, ask yourself a question. Is this thing that I'm choosing to neglect doing and this regular course of action, or this thing that I'm gonna continue doing and instead of abstaining from doing in the form of addictions for a lot of people, is this thing more important to me than this goal that I have? Am I saying that right now I would rather have this thing than to be able to achieve the goal that I say that I want? And if that's the case, here's the thing. You better own it. You better say, all right, I'm just going to accept it. I'm not going to do it. Or you better say, no more talking about what I'm going to do, what I'd like to do. One day I will. Today is your day. And every day is your day that you make it happen. It's not something that one day it will happen and then it magically happens by you thinking it. You actually make it happen by doing it every day. And just because you're not there yet, one day you will be, and it's every day building on top of the previous one. So those are my steps for getting what you want this New Year's. Our steps: writing it down. Number 2, try it for 5 minutes. Number 3, remind yourself of what you really want. And when you're doing it or not doing it, say, is this what you really want? Do you really want to not do this today? This little thing of sitting down and watching TV, that's better than getting out and running, or whatever, fill in the blank that your thing is. Or if I'm trying to stop drinking, okay, this one drink here, I'm saying that I have to have this so much that I would rather break my streak of breaking free to have this one thing. So those are the 3 steps. If you like this content, like, subscribe, share at Darren Keim at YouTube. Love to see you again. Happy New Year. Leading into 2022, it's going to be an awesome year. Love you guys. Bye.